Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Making an Impact with Zebu Nation. We're still in the preseason, so let's take a look at things, and things are worse. They're getting worse. I don't understand. Got problems. So last episode you watched us lose to NYC FC, but now we came down, brought Tampa Bay up to the cold, wet north, and we lost to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Got roughed up by the Rowdies, 1-0. Now, I was watching some more of those videos on YouTube of the Impact's preseason training camp. And in that video, one of the players mentioned that, hey, we need to pay attention. We need to play hard against every team because last year we went down to Tampa Bay and lost in Tampa Bay. Well, guess what, guys? We didn't learn that lesson because we went down to Tampa Bay and we lost again. 1-0. I don't know what it is about these guys, why they played so hard. Maybe, perhaps it was Michael Salazar getting his boys ramped up to play against his former team. This is a guy that we cut. We let him go. We said, sayonara, see you later. And he went back to USL. He went to Tampa Bay and, you know, they beat us. So I guess he gets the last laugh. How did he do against us? He got a key pass. Only a 6.6 rating, so it wasn't necessarily him that beat us. It was El Fernandez, who also got injured during the match. He had a 7.4 rating and a goal from the left wing there. He looks like a pretty decent player. I don't know how good he is. We've only got him 51% scouted. He's not that bad, but he's, you know, he's a marginal MLS quality player. You know, estimated value $475,000. That's not nothing. So Tampa Bay's got some decent players, and we just didn't play them very well. We played against another rotated squad. We played a lot of our backups again, but still, you would hope our backups could beat Tampa Bay, but that's not the case. Our fullbacks again didn't play very well. Salmon. And we had Bosic in there this time. He didn't play well. Got him substituted out in the 62nd minute along with Taylor. Chonier got injured again. 6.6 rating. Had to bring him in. Jackson Hamill didn't have a great game. Nobody had a good game other than Pace, who had 5 key passes, 7.2 rating, but none of his teammates could do anything with those passes, so we ended up losing. Not happy about that. So today, we got to get our ducks in a row here because we're heading down to sunny Honduras to play Opimpia. Have we scouted these boys yet? Let's take a look at their senior squad. Not really, but they don't have a ton of players right now. They got a lot of gray players, so we're not sure how good these guys are at all. But the players we have scouted that we do know about are just sort of okay. Andres Cajada. He could be okay, but, you know, it's hard to tell. We haven't got him fully scouted. Same with Javier here. He could be really good. 34 years old, but it's hard to say. So, I mean, this team doesn't look like the most impressive team you've ever seen, but it is a Champions League quality team, so it's somebody we could face in the future should we win the Canadian Championship this season and get into Champions League, or, you know, get in some other way, maybe winning the Supporter Shield or winning MLS Cup or however else we could possibly get in there through the various MLS machinations. But whatever, it's an important matchup. This is a test. We got to get things right. We got to get serious. We only got one friendly left before playing FC Dallas in the season opener, and that last friendly is just going to be a tune-up game. We're going to play all the youngsters, so this is going to be our last chance for our starters to get in there. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to hand this over to the assistant coach, and we're going to get to the match. So Opimpia should be a good test for us. We're traveling all the way down to Honduras. It should be, you know, a hostile environment. Honduran fans are kind of known as being, you know, boisterous. and loud and rowdy, so that's good. We got a lot of guys we're looking at. We're still trying to bring in some players. I mean, I guess we could look at the transfers real quick and see what's going on. So, of course, we still got Yaya Toure. We've tried to send Shom out on loan, and he refused going to IBV, so we sent him out to FH over there in Iceland, so that's good. He's going to be on loan out there for a while, hopefully. Mike Wynn, we also sent him out on loan. He's gone to Keflavik, also in Iceland. So, you know, we're sending a lot of guys over to Iceland. They play a lot of youngsters over there, so that's good. Then we looked at bringing in a big, young striker. Somebody we can give our designated player to. And the best guy on the list that came up, Cyle Larin, who you might know if you're a fan of Major League Soccer. He's played for Orlando. He was drafted by Orlando. And a couple of years ago, he was thought to be the next big thing. He was thought to be, you know, a guy that teams in Germany were looking at, teams in England were looking at and saying, we might bring this guy over. He's tearing up Major League Soccer. Well, it turns out, apparently, he went to Turkey instead. Take a look at this guy. So he was in Orlando City just for 2 years, brought in by the Super Draft. So the Super Draft can bring in really good players occasionally, and Larin is one of them. It looks like he just went over on a free, just sort of left Orlando City and signed with Turkey. I don't know how they allowed that to happen. That seems not so good. That might have been part of the update, too. The update might have just sent him over there. I'm not sure, because there's no... I looked on Orlando City, and there's no record of this transaction happening. Look at their transfer history. Cyle Larin is not on there. Look at last season. Larin is not on there. So they didn't trade him, and it doesn't say that he was waived. It doesn't say that... you know, we can go to released players. Doesn't say he was released, so he just got over there somehow. I'm thinking it was the update that did it. So maybe we can check the newswire and see what really happened. But whatever. He's now over there. He's making some good money. He's making money we can pay. Like, we could pay this guy $3 to $5 million to come back to Canada and play for us if he'll agree. I don't know if he'll agree or not, but hopefully he does. Hopefully he doesn't have anything against MLS, because it's not like the Turkish league is that much better than MLS. I can't imagine that it is. I mean, I guess we could look at it, right? Well, I guess it is a 3.5-star reputation, national reputation, so I guess that's better than MLS, right? Let's see what MLS... can we actually look at that? USA. Major League Soccer is a 3-star reputation, so it is a slightly better reputation league, but that shouldn't prevent him from coming back. Anyway, we sent an inquiry over there to Besiktas. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Turkish language, so I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, we sent them an inquiry to see what they would take for Cyle to bring him back, and hopefully, you know, $2.8 million, we could possibly pay that. We could pay somewhere in that vicinity anyway. And then he's only making $190,000. We could give him a young designated player contract, give him, you know, $1 million to entice him to come over, maybe. But anyway, it'd be nice to get him back in the fold in Canada and get him playing for us and for Team Canada. Is there anything else that's going on? Any more trades? We rejected a bunch of trades. People are trying to get one of our international slots, but we're saving that for Yaya Toure, so we don't have to struggle later on in the season. Anything else? We can look at our transfer history. No, just sort of sent guys out on loan, sent guys Yeah, just sending guys out on loan is all we've been doing. So nothing real special there. All right, let's go. Man, we really need a win right now to get things going. We got MLS team registration coming up, as you can see here on the calendar. That's like the final day where roster cuts are made. That's when contracts are guaranteed after that date. So you can't cut anybody after this date. If you do, you have to pay them their contract to cut them. And they get waived, and they get, it's MLS stuff that happens after that. But our roster is pretty set, so I don't think we have to worry about it right now. We can take a look at our registration here. And this is something you should do quite often in the preseason. Just go to this screen, the squad screen, and just register your players and see where you stack up here. So maximum team size of 30. We've got 26 players, so that's no problem. Maximum of 3 designated players. We only got 1. We got 1 more on the way, so that's 2, so that's no problem. Maximum of 8 internationals, we got 7. We got 1 more on the way, so that's 8, no problem. Maximum of 10 off-budget players, that's no problem. 6 reserve, we had to send a couple of our reserve players out on loan to get down to this. So we can't sign any more reserve contract players. That's important to remember. So if we sign somebody else from the academy or some other young player from somewhere else, we have to give them a senior contract. We can't give them a reserve contract. Unless they're homegrown, well, no, even if they're homegrown, we can have a maximum of 4 non-homegrown reserve players. We've only got 1, so that's no problem. Maximum of 27 non-Canadians. We've only got 15, so we got a good number of Canadians on the team, and that's good. Minimum team size of 15, no problem there. So we're well within the rules of MLS, no problem. Let's go. Let's get to the match preview. Team selection. We're going with our best formation here, the 4-4-2. 4-2-4? Yes, 4-2-4. We're a little low on midfielders right now because we got some injuries. Collier was injured. He's going to be out for about 2 weeks. Piet still injured. He's going to be back in about a week. Lewis Taylor, reserve central defender. He was injured last game. He'll be back shortly, but he's not healthy enough to make this game. So, we got to deal with those injuries, but it's okay. We got a deep squad. We're looking pretty good. And here we go. Wow, look at this. They're going with the rocket ship formation. Also sort of a 4-2-4, but a 4-2-3-1, I suppose. They got a couple of decent players. Flores, Benavidez, and Avila. We got to watch those 3 guys. Looks like their highest rated player is here, Cajeda. Highest rated 7.42. That's pretty good. 3 assists for a central defender. That's all right. Their captain is their striker up here. Estupinian. Okay. Javier. We'll call him Javier. He's got 14 goals and 40 appearances, so they've already played quite a few games this season. On our side, we've got our best starting lineup that we can put in there. We got Bush in goal. We got Tran and Hasler at the fullback positions. Of course, Diallo and Cabrera in central defense. Andre and Teder in the center midfield, our only 2 center midfielders. And on the left side, we got Vargas playing the inside forward. We got Petrasso on the right. Jackson Hamill at the target man position. And Mancosu at the striker. So let's go. Very offensive formation. Media have been praising you, but don't let them put pressure on your performance. I don't like that. I don't know. Just have a good one. Go out there and win one for whatever. Nice big stadium here. Not a lot of fans, but it's, I didn't look and see how big this stadium is, but it looks pretty big. It looks like maybe a 50,000 seat stadium. At least 30. Anyway, there's not a lot of fans there, so it's not really going to affect us. Here's Vargas with the throw-in on the far side. Sends it into Andre. Andre across the formation, but it's intercepted there. Sent downfield. Cabrera wins it. Teder down the near sideline. Petrasso sends it in. Nobody there. And Dino gets it. Sends it forward to Estupiñan. I really wish they just put Javier up there on the name. But anyway, nice steal by Husker. Let's go. Petrasso. Down the field. This is a long highlight. There's Mancosu. He's got the target, man. Can he get it to him? He gets it to Jackson with the sort of looping header that goes over the net. Nice play, though, for just 2 minutes into the match. And here we go. Tran has it now. Settles it down for Jackson. Vargas. He's going to run with it. The defense is pretty thick. Even though they're running a very forward formation, maybe we should try to get out wide a little bit more because they got all those guys clogging the middle. Here we go. Petrasso down the near sideline. Sends it back post. There's our man, Jackson. You know, maybe we don't need Larin with Jackson in there. And they basically play the same position. So if we brought in Jackson, or if we brought in Larin, we'd have to figure out something to do. Maybe Larin could play, you know, an advanced forward type role, a complete forward role maybe even. He's such a talent, though, it'd be hard to keep him out. But it would be a pretty intimidating combination with Jackson and Larin, at least physically. All right, Tran throws it in. That's not a good throw. And Dino settles it down, or does he? Makes a bad play. Andre is there. Mancosu looked offside, but I guess not. Petrasso, near side, centers it. Again with the header, and again with the goal. Jackson killing it. He's been the star of the preseason. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if this kid can blossom like this and score a goal or two a game, which seems like what he's scoring right now. I'll have to look at his stats, but if he can do anything near that in the regular season, we'll be very happy. It'll be a very successful campaign, and it looks like we're going to have to stick with this 4-2-4 formation. It just seems to be the one that's working. You know, at least until mid-season, you know, when we get our new signees. You know, when those guys come in, they might upset the apple cart, but for now, this seems to be our best team. We're up 2-0 on the road. Not quite the hostile environment I was hoping for, but it's, you know, still a road game, still going to a foreign nation and, you know, dealing with all the travel, dealing with the heat. We've been in the middle of winter, and now we're down here. It's 90 degrees at kickoff time. But we're doing well. We're doing well. Let's see. Their ratings are not too bad. Left fullback Benavidez is not looking so hot. Everybody else is sort of average. Jackson Hamill is killing it. 8.6 rating. Petrasso also 7.2 rating. Hamill's got 2 goals, but we've only got 1 assist, so he got 1 unassisted goal. Oops. Got a software update there we would like to ignore. Thank you. Thank you very much. We will definitely ignore that. All right. Corner kick saved by the goalkeeper. No problems. Lagos. The highlight continues, though, so something might happen here. Let's see. Another goal before the half would be nice. Diallo settles it down. Gets it across midfield to Vargas. Vargas back to Tran. Tran booms it downfield for Jackson. Diallo has to come back up. He likes to get forward. I don't know if that's a great thing, but anyway, here's Tadair. Tries to send it wide. No good. Vargas wins it. Back to Jackson. Jackson looking for Mancosu. Oh, Mancosu with a sneaky little shot in the far corner. I don't think that was great goalkeeping. I think he sort of got taken off guard by that shot. It wasn't like a blistering shot or anything. It was just very educated. Very sort of, like I said, sneaky old man shot. Look at that. Just a little quick. In hockey, we might call that a wrist shot. But obviously, an ankle shot? I don't think that works. Just a little quick tap to the far post, and he beats him. I don't remember if that's Mancosu's first goal of the preseason, but it's the first one I remember. So I guess that's good to get him on the score sheet, get him in the memory banks anyway. Very pleased with your performance. Keep it up. So this is what I wish we'd been doing all preseason long. But, you know, we had a lot of youngsters we had to get involved there. Oh, Jackson with a tackle right off the start there. We had to get a lot of youngsters ready to play. And so maybe that's my fault playing all those players. And if you watched any of my videos, any of my previous series, you know I like to play a lot of players. I just set 2 years in a row for Clyde. I set the record for most players played in a season. I set 36 players the year before and 37 players played this last season. So I don't think we'll play that many people here with Montreal because we don't have that many players on the roster. You know, we're only allowed 30 on the roster. So if we play more than that, I have played more than that before in previous MLS seasons, but not many more. Certainly nowhere near 36 or 37, more like 31 or 32. Anyway, all right, Cabrera's going to get back there and get the ball eventually. Why is he number 36? I don't know. MLS jerseys. Here's the thing about MLS jerseys. Like, everybody's talking about, marketing and marketing your players, and part of that marketing is jersey sales. So players want... There we go. Petrasso on the back post. This beats the defense. The smallest guy on the field wins the header. Petrasso's like 5'7", I think. Nice play by the right winger, Vargas. Gets it down to Tran, the fullback. Guy who's probably going to be our starting left fullback, and that's just a nice cross and a nice header. Just beats his man. But yeah, it's, everybody wants jersey sales. And in order to get, like, iconic jersey sales, you got to have an iconic number. You can't have everybody be number 10. That's just not how it is in American sports, really. Like, if you're in a football team and you see somebody who's number 20, like, you think about all the great players who have number 20 over the years, and it's at most it's like one player per team. It's not like every team has a number 20 who's famous and who should have a jersey sale. And of course there are some numbers that are just iconic in themselves, like number 23. Everybody thinks of Michael Jordan. Or number 32, you think of Magic Johnson. 22, you think of Emmitt Smith from the Dallas Cowboys. Oof. And Kosu with the goal. I kind of forgot we were in the Blues at the moment, so that's 5-0. We're just killing them on the back line there. So yeah, I think that's part of the reasoning behind MLS numbering and why, you got people with weird numbers out there. There's Jackson again, beating everybody downfield. Target man not receiving the pass, but sending the pass. So that's good. All right. We got some substitutions to make. Or do we? I was looking at their team. Their team is pretty tired. Our team, looking okay. We got Petrasso on the right wing's a little tired. But he's got a 9.2 rating. Holy cow. Jackson Hamill's on the verge of a hat trick. A double hat trick? Is there such a thing as a double hat trick? 3 goals, 3 assists? I don't know, but let's keep him in there, I guess. Old double hat trick. There's got to be a name for it, right? It's like in bowling, you can get a turkey. In golf, you can get an albatross. What's better than a hat trick? I don't know. Hat trick and treat? No. All right. I don't want these guys to get injured for sure, but I don't know. We're going to let them play a full game, I guess. Because they got to get ready for regular season, and this is, the final day of fitness. They're going to have like a week off after this. So no problems. Got 2 guys who are searching for hat tricks here. Here's Petrasso. Sending it in. There's Jackson. Nope, can't get the header. He might be a little tired after all that running around. 1 minute of stoppage time. Opimpia is going to be happy to get out of here. They paid us $60,000 to come down here and give them a whooping, so they're not going to be happy about that investment, that's for sure. One last attempt. Bush handles it easily. He hasn't been tested too much. Certainly not in this game, but not this preseason. He's given up a few goals, but our other goalkeeper has given up most of the goals this preseason. So I think Bush is really he's secure in his position unless we go out and get somebody else. Oh boy, Cabrera. Nice play, Bush. No miscommunications there on the back line. We all should be match fit by now. Bush just sends it downfield. It's a long highlight. Let's just boot it out of bounds or something and get rid of it. Cabrera and Diallo do that quite a bit. They pass the ball back to each other, and hopefully that doesn't bite them in the butt one of these days, but it hasn't so far. Anyway, full time, very nice. Look at our analysis. Down the wings quite a bit, down the right-hand side. Yeah, Petrasso did have the ball quite a bit down that right-hand side and made some good plays, so that's good. Let's see. Team analysis? No. I don't think I like team analysis. There we go. Summary. Can look at that. We didn't sub in a single player. Hassler ran 7.6 miles. That's good. Tran had an assist, 7.8 miles. 7 key passes for Petrasso. Yeah, he was out there on the wing doing good work. Tadere didn't do so hot. Only 12 passes completed. I guess that's not real good. He was playing that box-to-box midfielder, so he was running quite a bit. He ran the most of anybody, 8.5 miles. That could be a problem with this formation because the midfield has to do so much. They have to go so far that they might get worn out. Andre didn't do much of anything. Vargas looked good, 82% pass completion. And then our strikers just sort of, killed them. 2 goals apiece. 7 key headers from Jackson Hamill, player of the match. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's give him the old team talk. Very pleased. Good job, good job, good job. All right, so up next, we got team registration, we got the Sacramento Republic, and then we got the regular season. I think we're just going to show the regular season opener. We're going to skip our last preseason because it should be a game that we win, or it's a game we're going to play all of our youngsters, so it's not really that important. Jackson Hamill is now able to perform in his new position well. Okay. As a winger, I don't really want him to be a winger anymore, but let's train him up now as, I don't know, we'll give him some other training other than this later. But that Turkish team has responded to the Larin offer. $5 million. $5 million for Larin. Now, do we want to spend that money? He's only worth 2.8, so we could probably talk him down maybe. Says they don't want to sell, but we'll see. 6'2". He can play advanced forward, so that's really good. It might cause a logjam at striker for us for a season. But it would also allow us to put Mancosu out on the right wing and give us more depth out there on the wing. So we probably have the finances available to pull this off. Take a look. We got a $2 million transfer budget, but we got plenty of room in the payroll to adjust that if we need to spend a little bit more. We're going to be spending $15 million once Toure gets in. That's right. I keep forgetting his name. Once Toure gets in, we'll be spending quite a bit of money here. But still, it's a little just a little more than half of our payroll budget, so we could spend even more. So let's go for it. Let's go big, right? We're trying to build a championship club. First of all, let's see if they'll take... Let's see if they'll take $2 million. See, he's injured right now. 5 days, that's no problem. Suggest terms. They'll take $2 million. Make the offer. All right. So we'll see if we get Cyle Larin. That would be a huge introduction to the team. My client has no interest. Come on, man. What are you talking about? I'll pay you lots of money. Is there anything I can do to talk to this guy? Is there anything I can do? Declare interest. It's top target. Come on, man. That's disappointing offer contract. Client has no interest in negotiating with your club. He believes that playing for Major League Soccer wouldn't be a good career move. Come on, bro. What are you talking about? That makes me mad in Football Manager more than anything. Like, you know, you have to go through so much just to find a guy who's worth buying, and then you find him and he's just like, nah, and you can't do anything about it. You can't say, I'll give you $10 million. I'll give you all the money in the world. It's like, when you're trying to buy a player from another club, you can offer them a ridiculous amounts of money and say, here's, you know, $100 million or whatever. You can negotiate in that way, but when it comes to the player themselves, you can't do those same things, and that upsets me. Now, occasionally you can get to the promise screen and make some promises, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Absolute number one priority. Get out of here. Alright, so there's not much going on left. You saw our registration is in order, so we don't really have to show you much about registration day. Not much interesting happens then. There'll be a waiver draft after registration. And maybe we could take part in that if there's some interesting players there, but we don't necessarily need to. So I don't think we want to sit here and wait to get to that spot. So we'll end it here. We'll come back for Major League Soccer, and we'll show the season preview and all that stuff, and then we'll play our first game. So until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.